The following is a live copyrighted presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for RadioLawTalk.com with your host, Frederick Penny, attorney at law. And now, RadioLawTalk.com.
Welcome to the most exciting, entertaining, and informative radio show on the earth. Of course, the alien shows are not from this earth, so I can say they're probably more entertaining in the late nights between midnight and 3. I'm here with Denise Dirks, my co-host, and Todd Cunin, having him back. Welcome back, Todd.
Great to be back, Fred and Denise.
Not welcome back, Carter. Welcome back, Todd. And then we've got Cal Hunter behind the glass, our illustrious producer, 3-time Emmy Award nominee, but never a winner. It is July 14th.
What did I do?
Beautiful
What
day.
did I do?
You
Come
did
on.
nothing but produced a wonderful show, and you're a wonderful producer.
Thank you.
I don't care what your wife says about you.
Thank you again.
Hey, we're going to have an exciting show today, and Denise, it's the three of us, but we have a special guest coming on our second and third hour. We're going to talk about immigration law, and that is a huge hot topic right now, other than Brett Kavanaugh, the new appointee by President Trump, that he's trying to get him nominated as a new Supreme Court justice to replace Justice Kennedy. And by the way, I've been on a number of shows nationwide, and I'm telling you, I mentioned Denise. If you look at our June 30th show or listen to it, she nailed it. She mentioned that she thought that Kavanaugh, I don't think you mentioned Kavanaugh. You said his clerk or something, that it would probably be a little bit of a, hey, I'm going to leave a legacy here, and this is part of the legacy. But I'm going to say, Denise, at least implicitly, I think you nailed it. But again,
I think Todd did too, because Todd said he believed that Justice Kennedy wanted to have some input as to who might be that nominee as well. So
let's not give him any. He wasn't here last week. Let's give him no kudos. Why are you helping him out and being nice to him?
Because I feel sorry for him because he has a really bad injury on his foot.
Okay.
No points for you.
No points for you.
Thank you, Denise.
Denise. Oh, they're pounding. You guys don't know, they were pounding, and he did the butterfly on his fingers. So, Denise.
I thought that was a bomb.
No, the fist bump. The fist bump with the
With the bomb.
explosion.
Oh, is that an explosion or a butterfly?
No, it's an
It's an explosion.
I'm calling it a butterfly.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I like the butterfly better than the explosion.
A butterfly
The
explosion
moth.
is not a happy
The
image.
moth.
The moth.
Butterfly.
The moth and the butterfly. See, he moved his fingers up and down like it's a real butterfly. See, I like that better. I'm going with that.
All right.
Denise, go on and tell us who's coming in the second and third hour.
Our second and third hour, we're going to have Mary Waltermeyer, and she is an immigration attorney and has so much information to help us out and kind of steer through all of the things that are going on in our country related to immigration. And even we have other articles and stuff about other countries. We're not alone here.
Right.
A lot of countries are having similar immigration problems, and they're all trying to address it in different ways.
Oh, wait a minute. We got a problem already. Wait, we have a challenge. We just started the show, and Cal already has his hand up.
Because it's timely. President Trump said yesterday that he believed that immigration was ruining the culture of the European community. And so it's not just something that we're talking about in the United States, was my point, that it's certainly a timely topic. And you can call in with questions if you want.
That's
to
right.
the
Tell
second
them,
and third
Denise.
hour,
How do
right?
they call in?
Oh, we can call. You guys can call us, and this is really important because we want your input and feedback at 855-529-7234. That's 855-LAW-RADIO. Or tweet us using hashtag Radio Law Talk, or just tweet us at radiolawtalk.com.
Yeah, or tweet us at Radio Law Talk,
Law Talk.
or Instagram.
Oh, we even have an Instagram account and a Facebook account.
Yeah,
so
why not? You can
social
do whatever
media,
you want.
guys.
It's something that we're just trying to figure out. Social media to me is, here, kid, figure this out and let me know what to do. That's what I call social media.
Is there a buck in it? Yeah. All right.
All right, I'll do it.
Yes.
Here, the other thing is we're going to have Case or No Case, our most famous thing. Someone told me the other day you told me that our
guest host
guest
today.
host loves our Case or No Case.
Yes.
And so everybody loves Case or No Case. But let me do a quick shout-out. We usually don't do shout-outs, but I've been on the air a number of times this past week on a number of shows nationwide, and I'm trying to get, I'm trying to be as famous as Todd. Someday I will be. But
I'm not setting the bar very high.
that's very low. I know I can step above that pretty easily. But we're talking about Brett Kavanaugh, which we're going to talk about, our Supreme Court nominee, and then we're also going to talk about that funeral. What is that one?
There's a funeral home in North Carolina. And
Tell it. Did he
it's
say
awful. Well, I don't want to say
it? No,
it.
don't say it, but just give a teaser.
The teaser is you're going to be disgusted by this story.
There you go. Perfect teaser. But anyway, the nicest thing that happened is this morning, before the show, of the Alliance for the Brave on the Armed Forces Network, which is amazing that they put me on the Armed Forces Network for 30, 40 minutes. I was on interviewing about Brett Kavanaugh, and what a wonderful thing that they do at the Alliance for the Brave. It's not just for our military. It's also for our the men and women in blue and the firefighters and all that. So
all of our really service people that
Yes.
are protective safety service.
That's exactly right. Thank you, Alliance for the Brave, for interviewing me. Thank you for all you do for the Armed Forces Network.
And all you do for the police, too.
Yeah, police and the fire departments. And all those who stick their necks out for idiot lawyers like us that here just to do a show and try to make it entertaining. But, again, we're not nearly as good as the Alien Network. Now, let me tell you, I'm going to back up again. So this is not a shout out for Alien Tequila, and I'm not a tequila drinker, but oh my gosh, if you haven't seen on YouTube this guy's tequila that's called Alien Tequila, and the reason I do this is because USA Radio, shout out to USA Radio Network, carries our show. And one of the shows that apparently they're working on is a guy that actually worked as an Army personnel and interviewed people who say they saw aliens, and he actually interviewed them for 6 or 7 years. But he owns a company called Alien Tequila, and I'm sorry, I really apologize if I think he listens. I have his car, I forgot his name, but he's got this Alien commercial. Tequila commercial. I know, look, Todd's looking it up on YouTube, and I'm not saying it's appropriate, but I just thought it was funny. So anyway, and that's why I bring up the issue of I think those alien shows are more interesting than this.
And the preceding mention of Alien Tequila to keep us in compliance with federal law is a non-compensated endorsement. It is merely a mention of a product and good or service. It is not a commercial announcement.
That's exactly right. So we just talk about things.
Thank you for the
general.
disclaimer.
Got to be careful with hard liquor.
That.
We can't.
I know. You can't say anything. But I'm just mentioning. And I know we don't get that, and we're lawyers. We're just mentioning things. But that's why I'm talking about aliens. That's an alien issue. So anyway, we're going to do the case or no case. Cal, I wonder if we can just do a quick teaser of case or no case and then have us opine as we come back.
Yeah, I think we can.
All right, let's.
In fact,
roll the music.
I only have a minute, so let's just say that the case or no case is going to make you feel a bit sheepish.
Okay, a bit sheepish.
It's also going to make you feel a bit sad when you hear the conclusion of the actual story here involving little baby lambs. It's a sad story, but we will have it for you. We have a minute left, so
no. I don't get into it because I want to tease it.
Yeah,
but we are going to. Yes, George Harris is the guy. Okay, George Harris. Sorry. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some interesting things about the nominee coming forward. By the way, a quick tidbit about him. Apparently, a law clerk said that when he was on the appellate court, he saw him when his little 1-year-old came in and visited him in his chambers,
that's right,
playing hide and go seek with the little 1-year-old right in the middle of the busy day. And the 1-year-old wanted to play hide and seek, and so he played hide and seek. What a great family man! He was also the basketball coach for both his daughters.
Despite his busy schedule and everything he did, still found time to coach 2 daughters' basketball teams. And the 1-year-old now is about 11. She was with him when they announced his.
She's the free
nomination.
spirit, is how he described her.
So like the three of us.
Yes.
All right. Well, we're going to be back after the break, and we're going to talk about. Case or no case, then we're going to talk about Brett Kavanaugh, and then talk about the funeral home issue. We'll be right back.
And speaking of Kavanaugh, did you notice when he said one of his daughters likes to read and the other likes to talk?
Yes.
So Radio Law Talk will continue momentarily right here. Don't go away.
All advertising for legal services on Radio Law Talk are for California legal services only. Business needs growth to survive, and Accelerate U is in the business of growing your business. Accelerate U gets it. They have sales professionals, real top talent teams. Accelerate U has venture capitalists, and Accelerate U has strategic partners who roll up their sleeves and help you grow your business. It's what they do. They help people in business just like you. In fact, last year, Accelerate U launched 30 successful go-to markets for startup companies. With success like that, you can see why Accelerate U is able to only work with a select group of companies, perhaps yours. If you want to increase revenue for your business, call 916-BETTER-0. That's 916-237-7370. 916-BETTER-0. Come on, grab the phone. Make the call. Accelerate U. 916-BETTER-0. Again, call 916-BETTER-0 for Accelerate U. The cost of getting rid of garbage is high, and recycling products is lucrative. If you're a business or know of a business that needs an individual compactor or baler, call Northwest Compacting at 888-201-0911. If you already have an industrial compactor, baler, or shredder and need service, don't forget to call Northwest Compacting at 888-201-0911. Northwest Compacting, your full-service industrial compacting and baling company. Read more about them at northwestcompacting.com.
Many women have so many clothes in the closet, but then we go to get dressed and find we have nothing to wear. We've all been there. We all want to be comfortable and fashionable at the same time, and it's difficult to find clothing that makes that task effortless. But at Letty & Company, you can find trendy, comfortable clothing that is affordable, things you'll want to wear every day. Shop with a purpose, online with free shipping. Just go to LETTYandcompany.com. LettyandCompany.com.
My name is Frederick Penny of Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. I've assembled an excellent team of highly experienced personal injury trial lawyers. We understand the other side, which gives us a distinct advantage over our competition. At Penny & Associates, we will aggressively represent you and your family when someone has been injured in an accident. Remember, we don't get paid unless we win.
For a free initial consultation, go to pennylawyers.com or call 1-800-616-4LAW and ask for Frederick, Stuart, Rob, Kevin, Kent, or Will. That's Frederick Penny at Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers, 1-800-616-4LAW.
This is Denise Sturks. We can represent clients in divorce, legal separation, child and spousal support, custody, termination of parental rights, step-parent adoptions, guardianships, and even conservatorship matters. Call 1-877-886-7186 for a consultation.
The law offices of Denise L. Dirks provide family law services in Northern California. When the law affects your family, call 877-886-7186. The family of attorneys at Denise L. Dirks is here to help.
I'm going to Quick Quack Car Wash. Get my car washed, make it quick, quack, pretty, shiny, sexy, just because I want to. Don't drive dirty. Going to get my car suds in the Quick Quack Car Wash. It's the Quick Quack, quickest and the cleanest by far. We're talking 3 skinny minutes sitting right in your car wash. 100 feet of cloth, washing your car at the Quick Quack Car Wash. Any Honda, Mazda, Ford, or Chevy, Sauber, Cadillac, Quick Quack will spruce her up just like that. You'll be happy, looking snappy. You'll be glad you was at the Quick Quack Car Wash. Get on the web and go to don'tdrivedirty.com and see where you got your closest Quick Quack in the local area. Get in your car, get in your truck, get on the road and come visit the duck at the
Quick Quack Car Wash, where your car will always leave happy, guaranteed. They take pride in being clean and green by conserving and recycling the water they use, only at the
Quick Quack Car Wash. Quick Quack.
You're listening to RadioLawTalk.com. And now back to your host, Frederick Penny.
Yeah, welcome back. If your friends aren't listening to Radio Law Talk and you are, just remind them they're losers.
And if they won't listen after that, get new friends.
That's exactly right. We want
Are you serious?
We're serious. All right, we're doing something about sheep, and we're sad. No.
Sheep. It's baby lamb.
It's not sad. If we're doing it about sheep, it's got to be sad.
You're sad.
No, the sheep says, he's not bad. He's my dad.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, then we're having a sad sheep
He's
story.
my date. My boyfriend.
What? I'm trying to say sad. Okay, ready for this? Sad sheep story. Say it fast.
No, don't say it fast. No, there's too much risk there. Be careful.
Oh, that's true. We do have.
Okay, now I don't want to. The question is, am I trying to pull the wool over your eyes?
Oh no! Come on.
Or is this a legitimate case? And I take you now to Landers, Wyoming, big sheep country, where a gentleman there by the name of Milford Wilberg had an issue with coyotes consuming his sheep. So he consulted with several people in the Farm Bureau and what have you, and they said the only thing that works really is poison. You have to put poison around the edge of your fields. The coyotes eat the bait, and they perish as the result. Well, this guy was a bit of an environmentalist. He just moved there from California, and he was kind of saying, "Dude, I don't want to poison the coyotes. I just want to save my sheep's lives."
Got my surfboard.
So a guy from Brighton, Michigan, he Googled on the internet, and there was a guy from Brighton, Michigan, who said he had the answer. His name was Jason Vanderjohn, and he invited him to town, spoke at the Grange meeting, said he had a new form of coyote repellent. It was ammonia and pepper-based, but had a secret hormonal ingredient that caused the wolves and coyotes to run away from the sheep instead of regarding them as their next meal. Like Wile E. Coyote, as you would imagine. So,
don't tell me. I know the answer. The coyotes use it and sprinkle it on top of the sheep.
Was it sold by the Acme Corporation by any chance?
No dynamite. No Roadrunner either. So Mr. Wilberg said, I'll try it. He said, I have a new crop of spring lambs. The results, though, were, shall we say, disastrous. He had 74 baby lambs, about half of them ewes in training, the other half rams in training, and all but one was killed by the coyotes, and the one which was spared was sickly and was in the lambing barn. So Mr. Wilford, being from California, got a lawyer and sued Mr. Vanderjohn in Landers Circuit Court for the value of the lost lambs. If he sold them at auction, they'd be worth $75 each as weaner lambs. They were weaned and ready to be grown. But he instead said, that's not good enough. I want the full value as if they had grown to sheep, somewhere around $300 a piece. So the question is, case or no case? And if so, what was the result? And I'm going to start today in the middle. Mr. Penny, case?
Sure.
Or no case?
Yes, it's a case, because you would not make up the name Jaron Vanderjohn. That's the first thing.
I thought it was Jason.
Oh, Jason.
Yeah,
Jason.
Jason Vanderjohn.
Okay, well, close enough. You wouldn't know. You would, and Brighton, Michigan. So I'm going to say it's a case. The issue is, what were the guarantees and warranties that this individual told these ranchers or individuals? What was on the packaging? Did he do the appropriate disclaimers and dangers and warnings, or did he guarantee so many lambs would not be injured or killed? I know what really happened is there was probably an environmentalist that went out there and put salt and pepper shakers open there. And then the coyotes were able to put some of that stuff in it. And
ketchup.
Put the cayenne pepper base. No, it's for it was cayenne
pepper.
They took the cayenne pepper and put it and just shook it over the top of them, and then it helped them eat more lambs.
Don't forget mint jelly. It's always
mint
appropriate.
Jelly, that's true. So they probably had mint jelly out there too. So I'm going to say, the answer. The problem is I don't know the answer to those questions, but I'm going to say they won the case. Oh shoot, this is a tough one because. Okay, I'm going to say I'm going out on a limb. Okay, I think you should separate it too. The $300 or the $75, right? Is it? Did they win the $300 or the $75?
Did they get lamb value or sheep value?
Okay, so the answer is it's a case. They won, and the issue here that Cal's trying to get us on is it $300 or the $75? I'm going to say it's the $75, the value of the actual lamb at the time of the death.
All right, Mr. Cunin, case, no case, result.
Well, I was thinking the same thing, that somehow this substance that was used actually acted more like a garnish. I'm always amazed at these people that go out into the hiking in Yellowstone that take this pepper spray for bears. I'm like, well, might as well take salt spray too. They probably want to,
the pepper and salt
season you up. Oh, wow, this guy tastes great. And with pepper and salt, he'll keep for a week. So
they bury it. They bury their kill. They might as well just salt and pepper.
Might as well do that. So what's our point total right now?
Well, you have 51. Denise has 50. Fred has 48.
Whew, we caught you.
Okay, well, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I am going to say that this is not a case.
Oh, no, you're in trouble.
I'm going to say that this is not a case.
No, I'm with him.
Those of you who don't know, you can't see the studio. I went to high five Denise, and she said no.
She left him hanging.
I don't think so.
Yes, exactly. Because
Denise, what do you think?
I think it's not a case because I think there's a mistake here. And I think the very obvious mistake is that Milford Wilberg was from Landers, Wyoming. Mm-hmm. Then why the heck is he suing a California court?
No, I didn't say that.
You did.
I said he moved there from California, and so being from California, he got a lawyer in Wyoming to sue the guy from Michigan.
Oh, I mistook what you said.
Yeah. Go ahead and follow Todd, though, please, so I can gain points. Just follow Todd. Just
so
say.
Being from California, what did he do? He filed suit. So he filed suit in Wyoming.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. No case.
Wow, Cal, I could gain some serious points here.
You could tie me.
Oh, I could tie. So,
wow.
Those of you who are out there listening to this case or no case, call in at 855-LAW-RADIO or hashtag Radio Law Talk, and we can see whether or not what you believe, or just tweet us at Radio Law Talk, and we're gonna determine whether or not I'm the winner or not, or Todd and Denise. I could really get smoked here, though, so they could really vault ahead. And then I'll look really stupid.
I can feel the tension in the air.
You didn't make this up.
There's something in the air.
I don't think you made this up, Cal. I don't care what you said. You didn't make this up. So we're going to be back and talk about radio law, case or no case, and then we're going to talk about Brett Kavanaugh, and then we're going to talk about the funeral home. We'll be right back after these messages.
You are listening to Radio Law Talk on your favorite radio station and on RadioLawTalk.com.
All advertising for legal services on Radio Law Talk are for California legal services only.
My name is Frederick Penny of Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. I've assembled an excellent team of highly experienced personal injury trial lawyers. We understand the other side, which gives us a distinct advantage over our competition. At Penny & Associates, we will aggressively represent you and your family when someone has been injured in an accident. Remember, we don't get paid unless we win.
For a free initial consultation, go to pennylawyers.com or call 1-800-616-4LAW and ask for Frederick, Stewart, Rob, Kevin, Kent, or Will. That's Frederick Penny at Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers, 1-800-616-4LAW.
Hi, I'm Frederick Penny of Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. I bet you're tired of hearing lawyer commercials, so just relax and listen to music for a few seconds. When you or a family member has been injured, call 800-616-4LAW or see us at PennyandAssociates.com. See, that wasn't so bad.
This is Denise Sturks. We can represent clients in divorce, legal separation, child and spousal support, custody, termination of parental rights, step-parent adoptions, guardianships, and even conservatorship matters. Call 1-877-886-7186 for a consultation.
The law offices of Denise L. Dirks provide family law services in Northern California. When the law affects your family, call 877-886-7186. The family of attorneys at Denise L. Dirks is here to help.
I've got to get my car washed. This dirt, it just won't do. But I don't have no time today. I don't know what I do.
Man, I know this place right down the road. Quick Quack Car Wash. Hop inside, let's take a ride and watch this cat and shine. Just come and see, I guarantee your ride will steal the show. Come on, Quick Quack Car Wash. Don't drive that dirty car. Quick
Business needs growth to survive, and Accelerate You is in the business of growing your business. Accelerate You gets it. They have sales professionals, real top talent teams. Accelerate You has venture capitalists, and Accelerate You has strategic partners who roll up their sleeves and help you grow your business. It's what they do. They help people in business just like you. In fact, last year, Accelerate You launched 30 successful go-to markets for startup companies. With success like that, you can see why Accelerate You is able to only work with a select group of companies, perhaps yours. If you want to increase revenue for your business, call 916-BETTER-0. That's 916-237-7370. 916-BETTER-0. Come on, grab the phone. Make the call. Accelerate You. 916-BETTER-0. Again, call 916-BETTER-0 for Accelerate You.
Many women have so many clothes in the closet, but then we go to get dressed and find we have nothing to wear. We've all been there. We all want to be comfortable and fashionable at the same time, and it's difficult to find clothing that makes that task effortless. But at Letty & Company, you can find trendy, comfortable clothing that is affordable, things you'll want to wear every day. Shop with a purpose, online with free shipping. Just go to LETTYandcompany.com. LettyandCompany.com.
The cost of getting rid of garbage is high, and recycling products is lucrative. If you're a business or know of a business that needs an individual compactor or baler, call Northwest Compacting at 888-201-0911. If you already have an industrial compactor, baler, or shredder and need service, don't forget to call Northwest Compacting at 888-201-0911. Northwest Compacting, your full-service industrial compacting and baling company. Read more about them at northwestcompacting.com. What makes great jerky? Jerky that's moist, tender, and perfectly seasoned. And if you're looking for moist, tender, flavorful jerky, don't look anywhere else but River City Jerky Works. Only the finest ingredients and top-quality meats are used in the preparation of River City Jerky. Do yourself a favor and order your River City Jerky Works jerky by going to their website, rivercityjerkyworks.com. River City Jerky Works. One bite and you'll be hooked. Quite possibly the best jerky on the planet.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
You're listening to RadioLawTalk.com. And now back to your host, Frederick Penny.
I'm here. Let's do some case or no case. And those of you who heard the exciting lamb story, you can call in at 855-LAW-RADIO, or you could tweet us at Radio Law Talk or hashtag Radio Law Talk. Cal, tell us.
All right, the setup to this story is that a guy moves from California to Wyoming, is raising sheep, and is having trouble with coyotes. He's told the only way to get rid of coyotes is to poison them. He says, I don't want to do that. I'm a California dude. Is there something I can do to help this? And they said no, so he Googled on the Internet, found a guy from Michigan, Brighton, Michigan, who came out and said, I have this repellent, this coyote repellent. It's got some hormones in it, but it's got some ammonia for the urine thing to pushes them away, and it's got, all this stuff in it. The guy says, great, puts it on the little lambs, and the coyotes just chow down on him like it wasn't even there. So he sues for $75 for lamb value is what with one question, or $300 for full-grown sheep value. And the question was it a case, first off? And secondly, if it was a case, did he recover sheep value or did he recover lamb value?
So you're telling me there's a chance.
And Fred says, I think it's a case.
Well, wait a minute. I have a quick note. I didn't know that he actually I didn't catch that you said he sprinkled it on top of the baby lambs.
Well, you don't sprinkle it, but he applied it, I guess.
But yeah, I thought he just put it around the ground near him. Oh, my gosh, he's really seasoning them nice. I didn't know he was sprinkling it up. Let's la da 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 da.
Well, you know
Maybe it was around the edge. I don't know how you would apply.
Let's say
maybe
on
he
top.
misused it.
Oh, no, that could be. Now, that's a good point.
Ooh.
So the question, Todd and Denise said, Cal, you're full of sheep dip. And Fred said, it's a case. So, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who say it is a case, may I see by a show of hands?
I am so mad. Cal, I can't believe you did that. It was so intelligently laid out. Golly, I got smoked on that one.
I'm sorry, but it was a complete fabrication out of my rather fertile but foolish mind.
Well, I'm glad I misunderstood the fact.
Oh, my God.
Me too. And that concludes this hour's Case or No Case. Next hour, next time, third hour, our Case or No Case involves Reddit. For those of you hip to social media, that's in our third hour.
Can you tell me where you got the name Jason Vanderjohn from?
Well, many people in Michigan have a Vander at the beginning of their name. Vanderjacht is a very common name. Van Amberg, Van something is very common because of the Dutch influence in Michigan. I used to live there, and I also had a radio station, and my first job was near Brighton, Michigan, in a town called Howell. So that's how I came up with the names of...
Hey, Cal, bring up the music for our disclaimers. No, not that one. No, not that. Bring me the disclaimers music. Okay. Just the music. Okay. Picture, everybody listen, lay back. Picture Cal Hunter on the throne, reading things about cases, and then a piece of paper to his right. Look, I'm going to make this one up. Wait, hold on.
Little lamb.
Hold on. I got to flush really quick. Oh, wait. Okay, Landers, Wyoming. Yeah, I know where that is. Jason Vander. Yeah, Vanderjohn. Okay, this is a good one. All right. I'm heading out to do a Case or No Case at Radio Law Talk.
Well, I think he comes up with a lot of those after he's left the co-ops up in Northern California. Makes it a little easier to...
You mean the drive-through in Shasta County?
The drive-through in Shasta, yes.
What are you saying, dude?
Those of you who don't know, Shasta County is up near where Cal lives, and there is a drive-through marijuana place.
In Shasta Lake City, you can drive through and smoke on the go.
That's it. There you go.
And what was the other name? Milford something?
Yeah, oh, you mean the first guy's name?
Yes.
He doesn't even remember now.
Well, Milford Wilberg.
Milford Wilberg. I just can't imagine anybody naming their kid Milf Wilberg.
You can if they're like from Santa Cruz or something.
Yes.
Hey, dude, what's your name? Milf.
I did look up the name Milford.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And according to the baby names, Milford means quote she knows.
See.
It's crazy.
Premonition about the. So anyway, that's the.
Let's go straight from the lamb slaughter to the North Carolina.
Speaking of getting slaughtered, Fred.
It's a South Carolina case.
South Carolina case about. Go ahead. Just lay this out. You know what? Those of you who are ready, put your hands on the grips that are listening, or if you're in a wheelchair, whatever, hold on to something, or if you're in your seat at your car, hold on. Here it comes.
We're discussing chili recipes after this one,
Yes,
right?
we are chili recipes, lamb chili recipes, and now the funeral home. What's the lawsuit? Tell us.
There are two owners of First Family Funeral Home in Spartanburg, and that's in South Carolina. Okay. And they have been charged with desecration of human remains in connection with a decomposing woman's body that was left in their funeral home for 3 years to rot.
3 years.
Yes. What happened is that she was supposed to be cremated, but no one from her family paid the bill. So they refused to cremate this woman, and they put literally stuff around her body to mask the smell and covered her up so nobody would really see it.
Yeah,
and
let's not mention names.
I'm not mentioning names, and it's just awful. And this is the kind of thing that really, it's when I think of extreme emotional duress, this is the kind of thing where I think it's a perfect case for that. Because if you found out that your loved one had been treated like this, that would cause you very much extreme emotional distress.
So it was because they didn't pay, and so they've hired a lawyer and they've sued the funeral home?
No, they've actually been charged criminally.
Oh, really? So
yes.
it's not a civil case. This is a criminal case.
No, the family doesn't really have the money to have it.
They're felonies that carry a punishment of between 1 and 10 years in prison in North Carolina or South Carolina.
Hence, I'm not in the funeral home business.
Yes.
You know what? There might be both now, because I do note that the First Family Funeral Home is being represented by the state senator, Scott Talley. So I'm not sure if he's a criminal attorney or if he's a civil attorney, but he is definitely representing the funeral home. And it looks like, they're going to lose their license.
Wow.
Sure.
Well, you know, there are certain things that there are certain things that come into play here for funeral home directors that I get.
Cal, that was right on.
Right on, yes.
Cal, he was back there. I could see him through the glass. He hit a button. I could see him. He was like, oh.
Listen, I was trying to find a way to put the fun in funeral, and I realized this was just not. It wasn't going to happen.
That actually, you nailed it, Cal.
Boom. But, you know, look, if you go to the hospital and you don't have insurance, there are still things that a hospital organization undertakes to provide emergency medical care, and it's part of their licensing. They agree to do that for the injured, okay, for the sick. And funeral home directors, even though they don't get a bill, still have permits and things for the appropriate disposal and sanitary operation of their facility.
Right.
So whether they get paid or not, there are still things that they have to do to make sure that the funeral home maintains its sanitary condition, to maintain their approval, their licensure to run that place. And so their argument that we left the body hanging out there for 3 years because they didn't get paid is not a defense. If anything, from a criminal standpoint, it undermines any defense they might have, because it demonstrates that this was a willful act because they had a reason for doing it.
That's right.
Not a good reason, not a justifiable reason, but they knew what they were doing.
They did, yeah. There was an intention behind this act.
So it's no different than attorneys. If someone's not paying their bill, you can't just walk away and leave the case hanging. You have to do a motion before if you're in litigation, you have to do a motion before the court to be asked to be removed, or if unless the client will sign a substitution of attorney. So same with lawyers. You can't just well, you didn't pay me, too bad, boop. But now you can go to the court and ask them to be relieved.
And also, most counties have indigent burial services, so if they really can't afford to pay, they can give those remains to the county, and then they usually do a mass grave or a cremation or something like that.
And attorneys, even if they're on a limited scope and they go in for one hearing, they still have that ethical duty to follow through with the findings in order after that hearing.
So if they get fired or walk away, or
exactly,
whatever,
they still have that.
When I was a DA in Tennessee, I'd make appearances, and I'd see these attorneys come in, and they'd say, Your Honor, we need to continue into this case. My client has violated Rule 1, so we're having a question with Rule 1. We need to have a continuance. And I didn't know what the heck was going on. Finally, I went up and talked to a judge, and somebody said, Rule 1 is that they haven't paid their attorney. Every judge knows it because they all used to be in private practice, and they'll grant a Rule 1 continuance every day of the week.
They're trying to say, hey, they haven't paid, I'm not going to keep working.
That's right.
All right,
I got to get my motion on file.
Yeah. We're going to come back and talk about Brett Kavanaugh. And then after that, we've got our special guest, the second hour. We'll be right back. I'm Fred Penny, your host of Radio Law Talk.
Legal services on Radio Law Talk are for California legal services only. Business needs growth to survive, and Accelerate U is in the business of growing your business. Accelerate U gets it. They have sales professionals, real top talent teams. Accelerate U has venture capitalists, and Accelerate U has strategic partners who roll up their sleeves and help you grow your business. It's what they do. They help people in business just like you. In fact, last year, Accelerate U launched 30 successful go-to markets for startup companies. With success like that, you can see why Accelerate U is able to only work with a select group of companies, perhaps yours. If you want to increase revenue for your business, call 916-BETTER-0. That's 916-237-7370. 916-BETTER-0. Come on, grab the phone. Make the call. Accelerate You. 916-BETTER-0. Again, call 916-BETTER-0 for Accelerate You.
This is Denise Dirks. We can represent clients in divorce, legal separation, child and spousal support, custody, termination of parental rights, step-parent adoptions, guardianships, and even conservatorship matters. Call 1-877-886-7186 for a consultation.
The law offices of Denise L. Dirks provide family law services in Northern California. When the law affects your family, call 877-886-7186. The family of attorneys at Denise L. Dirks is here to help.
My name is Frederick Penny of Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. I've assembled an excellent team of highly experienced personal injury trial lawyers. We understand the other side, which gives us a distinct advantage over our competition. At Penny & Associates, we will aggressively represent you and your family when someone has been injured in an accident. Remember, we don't get paid unless we win.
For a free initial consultation, go to pennylawyers.com or call 1-800-616-4LAW and ask for Frederick, Stewart, Rob, Kevin, Kent, or Will. That's Frederick Penny at Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers, 1-800-616-4LAW.
Since 1960, Iceberg Drive-In has been a family favorite for not only our famous thick shakes with unlimited delicious flavor combinations, but also our hand-breaded onion rings, delicious fries, and signature fry sauce. The Iceberg Shake Shop is perfect for high-traffic locations such as busy strip malls, recreational amusement centers, or near theaters. We are seeking qualified franchisees in the western United States. You'll have access to not only the popular Iceberg Drive-In name, but also our procedures, buying power, and operations. Plus, receive support dedicated to your success. For more information, email franchise@icebergdrivein.com or visit our website at icebergdrivein.com.
Looking for a full day of fun for the family? You can't beat spending your day or evening at Golfland Sunsplash in Roseville, the premier family entertainment destination for all of Northern California. Pick from one of two adventure-themed 18-hole mini golf courses, then get challenged on our fast car racetrack. Don't miss Golfland's state-of-the-art laser tag arena, laser nights, and over 200 arcade games. The best in family entertainment, now at Golfland Sunsplash in Roseville. Golfland.com.
Many women have so many clothes in the closet, but then we go to get dressed and find we have nothing to wear. We've all been there. We all want to be comfortable and fashionable at the same time, and it's difficult to find clothing that makes that task effortless. But at Letty & Company, you can find trendy, comfortable clothing that is affordable, things you'll want to wear every day. Shop with a purpose, online with free shipping. Just go to LETTYandcompany.com. LettyandCompany.com.
My name is Frederick Penny of Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. I've assembled an excellent team of highly experienced personal injury trial lawyers. We understand the other side, which gives us a distinct advantage over our competition. At Penny & Associates, we will aggressively represent you and your family when someone has been injured in an accident. Remember, we don't get paid unless we win.
For a free initial consultation, go to pennylawyers.com or call 1-800-616-4LAW and ask for Frederick, Stewart, Rob, Kevin, Kent, or Will. That's Frederick Penny at Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers, 1-800-616-4LAW.
Go to the website, radiolawtalk.com. You can listen to the show there, and there's a lot of other good information, too. That's radiolawtalk.com.
Brett Kavanaugh is he's the judge of the United States Court of Appeals of the District of Columbia. He is been nominated by George. Hold on, I've got George Bush on my head. By President Trump to be the next person to step in the shoes of his, I'm going to call him his former boss, Justice Kennedy, because he was a law clerk for Justice Kennedy.
That's right.
Quite some time ago. And there's a lot of interesting things about Brett Kavanaugh. Now, whether you're on the left or the right or the middle, we know we don't talk politics here. We do talk politics, but we stay politically neutral. But there's some interesting things about him just on the positive side. And I'm going to be a little positive. I'm just going to say the general things about him. You can determine whether this is positive or not, but I think one of the funniest things that I've ever heard about him is when he was appointed or nominated for the appellate court. Usually that's a quick nomination. I mean, Supreme Court of the United States, it's drawn out. In fact, there's a statistic that shows that how long it takes to, and I'm going to pull the statistic out, how long it takes the average person in testimony that they receive, that they're cross-examined during testimony, and it's like 30 hours or 40 hours worth of cross-examination. Here it is. So, for example, when Robert Bork, who was not confirmed in 1987, 30 hours, guys, of cross-examination.
That was very
testimony.
contested, too.
Yes. Back in 1925, when this kind of first started, believe it or not, the judiciary, the committee that the hearings started in 1925. And that was Harlan Fiske Stone, and he was 5 hours. They asked him questions for 5 hours is all. Now it's in the 20 to 30-hour realm that they're asking questions. So long story short is Kavanaugh, when he was on the appellate court, was chosen in the appellate court by George Bush, George W., I call him Jr., it was a 3-year process. I'm going to repeat that. A 3-year process to finally get him in, because a lot of the people on the left believed that he was not, he was too right-wing conservative. In fact, Dick Durbin called him the Forrest Gump of the Republican Party. And I say to myself, does that mean he plays ping pong and he likes Jenny? He's a war hero and he likes chocolate and Bubba Gumps. He started Bubba Gumps. Okay, I'm good for him. I don't care what he does, but that's who he is. So they call him the Forrest Gump of the Republican politics. But some other interesting things about him we've already discussed, that was the law clerk, right?
That's true. Before we get back to that, you mentioned the confirmation process for Robert Bork back in 1987, who was an appointee by President Reagan, and he did not get nominated. He didn't pass the.
He got nominated.
Or
he
didn't get past the confirmation process from the Senate, and so the justice that was nominated to replace Bork, that went through the confirmation process, was Justice Kennedy, who is now the justice who had at least one law clerk who is already on the Supreme Court in Justice Gorsuch, and now we have the nominee Kavanaugh, who is another Justice Kennedy.
Yeah.
So
Kennedy, in fact,
it's a very small brotherhood.
It is.
Yeah. Slash sisterhood.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry, I didn't mean to just imply brothers.
Well, I'm glad you said that.
Well, okay, guyhood, because I still use guys.
There you go, Denise.
But you were talking about the law clerk that wrote an article that just appeared. I read it off of Fox News, but I believe it was probably a widely circulated article. And this was an individual who clerked for Justice Kavanaugh back in 2006, 2007, and had a lot of wonderful things to say about him, painting him more as a family man and what his personal life was like. And Fred talked earlier about how when his daughter was born, after he was a judge, when she's about one and a half, his wife, the daughter down to the chambers, and he dropped everything that he was doing to play hide and go seek with his daughter in the justice's chambers. But he still worked hard. There were several times where the people would be in their New Year's Day working right up until Justice Kavanaugh's wife would call and say, it's time for you to come home and let those people go home too.
Right.
And so Ant found time to coach his daughter's basketball teams. And
did you know his mother served as the Maryland State Circuit Court judge? Mm-hmm. Interesting. He's Roman Catholic. A couple of other interesting things about him is his opinions. It's kind of interesting to find out about his opinions. Basically, on abortion, Roe v. Wade, that's the big hot topic. He has said he will uphold Roe v. Wade. It's stare decisis. It's basically been decided. There's nothing for him to decide. However, there's been a few rulings as an appellate court judge where he's had some restrictions on abortion. So that might be something that some people may have some issues.
He has said it's stare decisis, it's controlling on him. He's at an appellate level, so that's what he's looking at. Yeah. We don't know what he's going to do at the Supreme Court level. So there is a difference. The Supreme Court can overturn their rulings.
And there's an issue about abortion on immigration children. We're going to hold that and talk about that the next few hours with our guest. But basically, the Affordable Care Act, he's ruled in 2011. He dissented with D.C. Circuit that upheld patent protection of the Affordable Care Act. So he generally was against that. He came against the Clean Air Act. He was kind of against some portions of that. Terrorism. There was a terrorism case that he studied. Again, I can get in detail on this. That's boring, but generally he upheld or believed that it was okay to retroactively kind of apply some law against some terrorists that have done some stuff. However, here's some more interesting statistics. As we know, but a lot of other people don't understand or know, is they'll a lot of times interview lawyers. I don't know if you've received those those little tell me about this judge. They want to have a new judge appointed. Give us some information before this judge.
Right.
The lawyers can write stuff about judges, or they get statistics. And then now the D.C. Circuit, the judges on the D.C. Circuit where he originally started, there's about I think I looked at 14 to 17 judges. He is the fifth most conservative judge on the court, according to the lawyers. So he's not the most conservative, but he's the fifth most conservative. So I believe there's about 17 of them. Now, I know this all sounds boring, but I got some. This is really interesting.
Well, isn't he also? There's other justices that came from the D.C. Circuit, so he's not new to this as coming out of the D.C. Circuit.
That's exactly right.
I just think that and I think I've mentioned this before. The speculation about and the prognostication about the pundits and everybody about the type of judge he will be. If there was one area that is fraught for people getting it wrong, it is in the area of people that think they can accurately predict how a judge will rule once they take the bench. Who would have thought that George W. Bush's nominee, John Roberts, being the conservative that he was at the time, and this is Bush's conservative pick and he's going up, would have been the one to cast the deciding vote to save Obamacare? I bet they would have never thought that was going to happen, but it did.
Well, guess what? Funny you bringing that up. That I know, by the way, we didn't talk about this before. You segue exactly into what I was going to talk about. Did you know Dwight D. Eisenhower, a conservative, appointed Earl Warren? Now, those of you out there going and said, who care about Earl Warren? Earl Warren was one of the most liberal Supreme Court justices of all time, and he was a conservative before, and the minute he hit the bench, or generally right after he hit the bench, he became ultra-liberal in his rulings. And, in fact, Dwight D. Eisenhower said it was the biggest mistake, and by the way, there was an expletive, of his life to put him in. Now, here's the interesting thing. Believe it or not, this is interesting. Call us at 855-LAW-RADIO if you think it's interesting. Justice Souter. Let's see how smart you guys are. Who appointed Justice Souter? Do you remember? It was George Bush Sr.
Yeah.
And then after he appointed him, he turned more liberal.
Yeah, and he was moderate.
Yeah, moderate to liberal. And then guess what he heard in 2000? Justice Souter heard the Bush v. Gore case, which is the case, remember Gore said the recount,
the hanging
chads.
Yeah.
And basically, to make a long story short, Justice Souter basically leaned against Bush and for Gore in allowing a recount to allow Gore to try to win the presidency against Bush.
So he's in the dissent.
Yeah, he was in the dissent and against the Bush campaign. Interesting.
You never know.
You never know. Everyone's like, Kavanaugh, ultra-conservative, he's going to be fine. When the gavel hits, who knows what's going to happen? Well, we're going to be back with a special guest, Hour 2 and Hour 3, to talk about immigration. We'll be right back. I'm Fred Penny, your host, Radio Law Talk.
You have been listening to RadioLawTalk.com, a copyrighted presentation of Radio Law Talk Incorporated.